because we're all, potentially accused of never fully funding the schools and we're cutting them short all the time. But I'm going to read this. Total funding to all sources, state, federal, local funding, in fiscal year, actual budget in FY20 was $341 million, right? Tell me if I'm wrong in anything. In FY21, the actual budget was almost $351 million. In FY22, actual budget, $398 million. So you see the trend, the budget's going up. That's a $50 million increase in 2 years there. FY23 adopted budget, because it's not actual yet, $434 million was the budget to the schools. The proposed budget that the big argument's about right now is $460.7 million. So what the schools are asking for between FY20 and 24, that's over, in a 5-year period of time, an increase of $120 million.
So, Tim, can I ask a question? I'm
Yes.
not looking at what you're looking at. Does that include carryover money, or is that not even included?
That does not. That would just be total budget request.
Could we add carryover money into this chart, too, as another line?
If we could. Because what this was brought out, and it really came up about the request from the schools about categorical funding and breaking it out. And Becky was able to kind of lay some of the categorical and bring the budgets out here, what they are. But my point, when we're accused routinely of not fully or not funding the schools, I want people to understand, in FY20, $341 million. The request today is $460 million, $120 million increase, or almost 50% increase to the school's budget in 5 years. And this goes back to our frustration all the time about allowing us to see the numbers, allowing us to audit the school's budget. Where did the money go? So I'm sure that the teachers out there that were requesting pay raises would like to know where that $120 million went within the school system, because I would like to know, because I don't know. And I bring this up today because I'm hoping we can discuss some of it on Thursday when the school, so I'm giving them an opportunity to come forward and explain the difference between the 5-year budget cycle. Where did the money go? And that's what I want to know. And that's what the public needs to know, because we had a superintendent here asking for $26 million more. Or he wants to tax the taxpayers another 20-some cents, right? I'm tired of hearing, well, we don't ask for tax increases. Well, you're asking for $26 million. That's a tax increase on somebody. But somebody needs to justify that increase, and where did the money go? Because obviously, from listening to the group, it doesn't sound like it's going to the teachers. So I just want to put that out, and if you can have that ready for us on Thursday.
If I could just add to that, Tim, as a friendly request too, is the row for carryover money, because that should be included. It is part of their budget once it carries over. And then also, if you could put the student populations in each one of those FYs as well.
And Mr. Ross, one more thing, because what came up in some of these discussions, and I'm teeing this up for Thursday's discussion, is that there was 160 positions that went unfilled in last school year. Those are 160 funded positions. So, and I don't know what a fully loaded position is, but it's probably around 80,000 on an average. So you got to figure that's close to $10 million of money that potentially will be carried over into next year. So potentially having an idea what the potential, carryover for next fiscal year will help as well. But again, remember, 160 positions were not filled, but funded. So that's in addition to the 175 that's requested in their budget here. So somehow they couldn't fill 160 this year, but they're going to fill almost 340 new positions next year. So another thing that a discussion point for Thursday.